What's up, guys? Sturko here with the B Squad, joined with Staffos 19 Theo and Hartbeat Studios Chris. Today we're doing a top 5 local games. We'll be starting off with number 1, Goldeneye for the N64. Guys, what's some of your memories of Goldeneye?
GoldenEye to me was the first person shooter that I remember playing split screen with my friends. It was pretty groundbreaking for me. I've played shooters all my life, and that was a pretty good introduction to it. I mean, I played shooters beforehand, like Wolfenstein, Doom, Duke Nukem. The choice of weapons, levels that you could play, it was all really good. I loved playing with trip mines, remote mines, slappers only, golden guns. It's just a lot of different customization that you could have. It was a good game.
All right, Chris.
Well, I had some of my favorite childhood memories. Have four buddies over to spend the night on the weekends, and we'd play the game from 10 o'clock till about 6 o'clock in the morning, and just make it an all night thing. Get the chips and pop out, man. You're ready to rock. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it was just a badass game. Just sitting there, I'd be kind of sneaky, just sneaking around the map and just piss my friends off just because they couldn't kill me. But I mean, overall, it was my first local multiplayer co-op game I ever played, and it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, the memories I have is actually using the Golden Gun, which is actually like the special gun of the entire game. It was like a one-shot kill. Me and probably both of my brothers at the time were going and just shooting on like facility and stuff, hiding in the bathroom, up in the vents, which was like the hardest place in the game to get to. It was real fun. All right, guys, the next one on our list for number 2 is Halo. This would be the entire series, not just a specific Halo. Um, Theo, what was your favorite?
My favorite Halo of all time was Halo 2. That's story mode, Halo 2 story mode. My favorite multiplayer was Halo 3, though I was never really big in the multiplayer. But Halo 2 had just an amazing storyline. Introduced the Arbiter. He was a badass. Master Chief's a badass. And it just helped further solidify how cool they were, and they still remain.
I would have to say my favorite Halo ever was Halo 1, just because that was the first Halo I ever experienced, and I had one of the greatest experiences of my life as a teenager playing that game. Growing up, and then getting a game like that that's that innovating, and just having going into your buddy's basement on a weeknight, or weekend, whatever have you, and just have four Xboxes in there hooked up to a hub with four surround sounds and four TVs, and have like 16 friends down there just busting each other's heads and sniping and sneaking up. It was just a big competition between all of us, and it was just one of the best memories I ever had in my life, man.
All right, for mine, I started in Halo 2, but my favorite is by far Halo 3. I got much better at the multiplayer. I was terrible at Halo 2. And also the co-op of Halo 3. The campaign was awesome. I played it probably 150 times. Uh, I know like all the glitches in the campaign levels, like how to get out of maps, where all the skulls are. There's even a part where like you gotta jump through these rings to unlock a skull. I remember that code to this day by doing it so much what it is. And it had the best multiplayer in my opinion. Maps were more balanced, I thought. The weapons were great. And I just had so much fun on it. Me and my brother playing split screen, undefeated in double team. It was all right. At the number 3 spot, we got Left for Dead. The first one is one we chose. All right, Theo, what did you think about the first Left for Dead?
The first Left 4 Dead I bought just because one of my friends came over and said, "Man, you need to get this game. It's cool." So we went out and bought it. And I've not played anything like it. I've played zombie games before. I played Resident Evil. Just different things. Zombies ate my neighbors, but this is different. And I liked it because it was a first-person perspective, which I'm really big on FPSs. If anybody, whoever knows me knows that. But just the character selection, how the characters were unique. The guns didn't have a lot of variety, but they had enough. The gameplay mechanics was good. It was just beautiful. I played many a multiplayer matches, stayed up many a nights, met a lot of people on there, including my friend Shoot the Breeze. His name's Shane. He's from Ireland. If you're watching this, Shane, how's it going? But it was just a beautiful game. Loved it.
All right, Chris.
Left 4 Dead 1. What can I say, man? It's nothing like Resident Evil. That's what I liked about it. It wasn't third person; it was in first person view, and they had very unique monsters, like zombies in the game, and each one of them, they had like runners and boomers and smokers and all these weird different types of zombies you can, go up against, and that just made the game even more hard. And it was high paced, fast, action packed, just all around. Just you can play with 4 people, multiplayer online with your cousins, friends or whatever. Just a really great experience, man. And it was super hard. It was like one of the hardest zombie games I've ever played.
My opinion on Left 4 Dead 1 is we'd always play on Insane, the hardest difficulty in the game. And it was me, my brother, and my good friend Jason. Chris knows him as his cousin.
Yep.
We'd always get to the finale, the hardest part where like you'd have to survive until the helicopter came, survive until the boat, survive until the car. And they would just send hordes of zombies at you, and more than likely one, possibly even 3 tanks at you. And all I remember is running around the entire levels, throwing Molotovs randomly into the cornfields on the cornfield finale, the farmhouse finale. And
Blood Harvest.
we would jump inside the closet and just melee all the enemies until a tank, we'd hear that tank music,
I remember doing
and then
that.
our blood would just start, boiling, and we'd just start running, busting out windows, trying to hide from it, and
It was
to
so
no
intense,
prevail.
man.
Finally, we was able to defeat them after probably 5 years of trying each one of them. Some of them a bit more easier than the rest, but that one alone was just the hardest level.
Yeah, Blood Harvest was hard. To me, the achievements were the hardest thing about that game. They were rough.
All right, on the number 4 slot, we decided to go with Mortal Kombat. This is the entire series, not one specific one, because each of us have a different opinion per Mortal Kombat. Yeah, what was your favorite?
Well, my favorite old school Mortal Kombat would be Mortal Kombat 3. I actually own all the Mortal Kombats on a hard copy over here on my gaming shelf. But my favorite of all time was Mortal Kombat Deception. It had a really good storyline. The campaign was an actual campaign. It wasn't just, tournament mode. But it still boasted tournament mode. And all the new age Mortal Kombats have the crypt where you go and earn coins and you can unlock stuff, which gave you incentive to play the game and become better at it. Not just, I'm playing to be better than my friends and better than people online. But it was really, it gave you something to do. And I like that. It had variety.
Chris, what was your favorite?
Well, I can't really, pinpoint a favorite as far as this category goes here with Mortal Kombat. I'd have to say, it's Mortal Kombat. What's not to like about it? You beat the shit out of each other after you get off the school bus. There's lots of blood, violence, special characters, special abilities. I had some great memories. I played the game so much, people use their special abilities against me, and I could still beat them, just by using kicks and punches and stuff. And they had finishing moves on there that, just brutal, bloody, and just, one of my favorite characters, Liu Kang. He was resembled to Bruce Lee. He did some really awesome moves like flying kicks and fireballs and bicycle kicks. And his cool thing about him was he turned into a dragon at the end, on a fatality, and then he bit half your body apart. And I thought that was awesome, man. It was just so brutal, the game was, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
My favorite Mortal Kombat would probably be Shaolin Monks. Me and my brother played it on the original Xbox. It had a campaign just like Deception did, not quite exactly, but the fact that it had a campaign that wasn't, go through this tower, defeating each enemy. And you could actually wall run and do like karate moves because you played as, what's his name, the guy with the hat.
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao.
Yep.
You play as Kung Lao and maybe even Liu Kang. You always wanted them two to pair up in the old games. Like, they'd defeat anybody.
They're
And
descendants.
you'd actually saw Reptile for the first time as a reptilian and not as a green ninja. That was a letdown. I was always a fan of him being the green ninja. Green being my favorite color. So that was one bad thing about it. But in all, this game is awesome. All right, up next, at number 5, we went with Twisted Metal. We all have different opinions on Twisted Metal as well. Theo, what was your favorite?
My favorite Twisted Metal of all time is Twisted Metal 2. I grew up playing Twisted Metal 2. I've got 2 copies of it right now, if that tells you anything. It's just an awesome game. I love the selection of characters. I love the weapons you could pick up. I love the locations that you go to, like Paris. Everybody blew up the Mona Lisa and blew up the Eiffel Tower, and collapsed it. Some of the character designs were silly. You had Axel. He's just a guy that's chained up to 2 tires, one on each arm. And it's just ridiculous. But All the endings were funny. They do the tournament in order to win a wish from Calypso, and Calypso's just an asshole. Like the guys that were metalheads, they wanted to fly, and he's like, "All right, wish granted." And they jump out of a window and die, and he's just like, "You boys forgot your plane ticket." Just shit like that. That's why it was a good game.
All right, Chris.
My favorite one was the original Twisted Metal, and reason being is my dad was the one that actually purchased the game for me, and he actually played it more than I did, for a certain amount of time. And then after a while, he started getting mad because I started beating him at it. And when you just, going around the map, it was something unique. You get like vehicles and blow each other all to hell and just talk shit to each other. And I mean, it's just awesome. It's high paced, fast, action packed, dude. It was just so insane, sitting there just blowing each other apart and just talking trash to each other, man. I love that game. It's like one of my favorite games of all time.
My favorite Twisted Metal was also Twisted Metal 2. Back then, we didn't really have a PlayStation of our own. We would always go over to my cousin's house, who at the time just had RPGs and Twisted Metal. And so, play co-op, would always play Twisted Metal. I'd always choose the clown, the one in the ice cream truck. And Sweet Tooth. We'd always play around. I hardly ever remember winning. I wasn't very good at video games at the time. That didn't come until Resident Evil 4. And just blowing everybody up as a clown was just the greatest thing ever. Alright guys, that's going to be all for this video. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Share it with your friends if they like Twisted Metal or any of these other 4. Once again guys, we'll see you later. Peace.
Well, bye.